to the channel. Up a little later this morning. I've actually got a cross-country race today for Western Tempo, so it's actually the last league race. I haven't done any league races this year, just because I've been nursing a little bit of the Achilles and didn't really want to risk it, but since Christmas I've done a foul race and a 5k, so I wanted to just go out and have a bit of a run out over the 10k cross country today. So I've just been on the treadmill for 10 minutes walking backwards, which I started in January, which has really helped with the Achilles. I'm just going in the shed now for a steady hour bike. It's about 9:30, so I'm just going to go and do that, and then should be leaving here about 12 o'clock for the race. The race starts at 2:30 over in Leamington. Should be a good race, to be fair. We're in Division 1, so it's a pretty difficult league, especially in my older years now. Maybe when I was a bit younger I would have been a little bit more competitive, but it should be a good race. I think actually Western are second in the league behind Birmingham Uni. I think they're about 80 points behind, so depending on how the race goes today, they're in with a shout of winning the league. Looking at the Discord chat, I think in previous years, I think it was the Bucks cross country a couple of weeks ago, so it tends to happen that a lot of the unis then, that the teams will peel off later in the year, so they're hoping that the team's a little bit weaker today and that the Western guys can get some of the quick boys out and see if we can take the title. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So in the shed for an hour now, then I'll eat some food and then hopefully make my way out about 12 o'clock, get there about 1:30 for a kick-off at 2:30. So yeah, just get this bike done and catch you all in a bit. So just in the shed now, just going to do a quick steady hour before the race. nothing scary. I was deciding whether or not to do this morning, just because whether to go into the race a bit fresher, but it just helps loosen my legs up, and I'm not looking to have a really good performance today, so it's not like I'm going to be at the front of the pack. It's mainly, they were saying on the Discord channel the other day that if we can push back any other runners, it helps our points. So even for the B, even if I can help the B team perform a bit better today, it might even be that I can get a placing in the B. I think it's first 6. I don't know if the B team is first 4 or first 6 after the A team, but we'll see. So I'm just going to get cracking on with this now, and then just chill out for a bit, get some food, and then head over. Just arrived, numbers on. Just gone for a bit of a warm up now. Team's just gone out, just missed the team for their warm up, so just on my own. But yeah, it looks quite a good course. I actually looked at my spikes and it wasn't 9s that I had in, it was 12s, so I put the 15s in, but I've taken them back out at home, put the 12s back in, so which I think should be okay. We'll see, soon find out. But yeah, looking forward to having a bit of a hit out, see how the Achilles holds up. Hopefully it'll be okay. Got physio in the morning anyway, so but yeah, terrain's looking good, course is looking good. Tough league, Division 1, so I think we're lucky if I can get top 100. That'd be the aim today. But not running country or yeah, we'll see how we go over the 10k in a bit. So but yeah, get about a mile or so in now, get back, get ready, hopefully get some footage out on the course as well.
Good on tempo. Right, Mark. Go on tempo.
My long run, so just thought I'd do a bit of a recap on yesterday. So as I said earlier, that was the first cross country of the season for me, but the last league race, so wanted to have a bit of a hit out of a 10k, see how the Achilles held up. Seems to be alright. It was a bit niggly after the race, but to be fair, I've done 16 mile on it today, it seems okay. So yeah, so I'll take that as a win. So I've got physio tomorrow, so hopefully that'll be okay. But in terms of the race itself, yeah, it went pretty well. Unsure how it was going to go, so went off, tried to run within myself, to be fair, and see how it went. So took the first mile out relatively what I thought was in range for me. So looking back at the Strava, I think I was just under 6 for the first mile, and it's always going to be a bit quicker off the start. To be fair, I think the first mile was pretty flat and fast anyway, so that went pretty well. I think it was just under 6-minute miles, and then it was a half a lap and then 3 full laps, and there was a good incline on halfway through the lap. So yeah, so I went through the first mile pretty well. I went through the first lap reasonably well with a few people in sight from the club that I thought, yeah, if I'm there or thereabouts with them, that would be good for me. Just in front of a guy called Mark Fellows as well, who I took over just going into, I think, the midway through the first lap, and I sort of tried to push on a little bit. But yeah, the first couple of mile I ran sort of just under 6, and then I sort of got into about the 6:10 range on that course, which was pretty good. It's pretty muddy. There's a couple of like streams and little, not streams but flooded areas, which were pretty good fun. Pretty cold though, to be fair, but yeah, so I just tried to run within myself. I don't think I went too deep, to be fair, just mainly because of the Achilles. I'd done a ride in the morning and stuff, so like I said, it was just about trying to see how I was going, see how the Achilles held up. But yeah, I think coming into maybe with a lap to go, they were calling out the numbers, and I think I was about 75th, 76th, which was pretty good, because I think before then my highest placing was around 89th, 90th, so I was well up on what I have been in the league, and that's Division 1 as well, so it's a pretty tough league, to be fair, because we have a lot of we've got the universities in there as well, Birmingham Uni, Loughborough Uni, and some pretty quick guys all in all. Birchfield are in there, Tipton, and also we've got Western Tempo, and I mean, I'm talking, I didn't make the B team yesterday, I was 13th in for Western, so that's 12 people there straight off the bat that are beating you. So went pretty well. I think last lap probably lost a bit of pace. I don't know whether I switched off, don't know whether I just didn't push on enough, but that sort of last mile before the sort of on the way up to this incline, I sort of ran about 5:50 miles. That was a 6:50, so I was pretty much all around 6 to 6:10, and then the 5th mile just completely, for whatever reason, just came off. I think maybe in my head I was like, cruise up the hill and then use the downhill and pick up the places again, which so I don't think I ran the downhill section, the uphill section on the last lap that hard, but yeah, all in all though, I was 84th, so really pleased with that. That's a 5-place improvement on the best I've done in the league. Generally pretty happy with that. That's off my 3rd week of training as well, so I've come into that off a 3-week block, which is probably when I'm going to be my most fatigued as well. When I ran the 5k earlier on in the month, that was off an easy week, so I've come into that off a hard week, 3 hard weeks, off a ride in the morning, so I'm pretty chuffed with that. The legs, calves and the quads feel pretty good, so I can tell that I'm in good shape because I finished the race, did a couple of mile warm down, I've ran today and they're nothing's too tight, so it feels like everything's in a good place. So I've got a nice easy week to recover, and then get ready then for another 3-week block, and just need to find a couple of races, maybe a duathlon as well. There's a one up in Northumbria, I think it is, which is a British triathlon qualifier race as well for the Worlds next year. That's sort of, I think it's early April, but I think that's going to be too close to Powerman Alsdorf for me, so I need to try and find something in March. With them moving the British champs, it's scuppered my plans really, because I was going to use that as a really good sort of hit out before Alsdorf, so I'll have to see what happens. And then in other news, real big news is that I couldn't get into the race in Belgium last week, the 70.3, but I've managed to secure my spot for Zofingen. So I'm off to Powerman Zofingen in September. I've actually paid my full entry fee and booked the hotel. So that's all in for Zofingen in September the 7th. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's a 10k run, 150k bike, and I think it's a 30k run. However, last year I think it was a 26k run, so I'll see what the final run is, but it's about 7 hours worth of racing, so I'm going to get Alsdorf done, and then it'll be really concentrating on that for September. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you like the race recap. Well, actually, before I go, Western Tempo overall yesterday, 2nd overall in the championship. They just lost out to Birmingham Uni by 3 points yesterday, which is, I think the guys are a bit gutted. They were 2nd going into the race. The Bucks cross country had happened a few weeks ago, I think, so the universities generally aren't that strong. So, but yeah, they had a real good race. They packed well up front yesterday with the guys. Even myself pushed back a couple of the 6th place Birmingham Uni runner. We got 3 Western Tempos. There's a couple of guys behind me, and we managed to push them back a couple of spots, but they were 3 points shy of the overall victory, which was absolutely gutting for them because they've worked hard all year. So it's a shame about that, but they had a really good season, really good race. Anyone down in the sort of Hereford, sort of Worcester area looking for a good club to join, I would recommend hooking up with Western Tempo and their coach Dave Newport, who's fantastic. So yeah, so try it again. Like and subscribe. See you all soon, and I'll drop a video hopefully next week.